Live from Shanksville, WTAJ News presents Remembering 9/11.
I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. Please tell my children that I love them very much. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby.
18 years ago today, September 11th, 2001, terrorists hijacked United Flight 93, one of 4 planes taken over that day. Flight 93 was supposed to attack our nation's capital. It is because of 40 brave passengers that it did not.
And these everyday heroes took control and fought back. They would crash into a field in Shanksville, Somerset County.
In an instant, the site became a memorial, a sign of their sacrifice, and it was with that, we welcome you to that site today here in Shanksville for WTAJ News this morning as we remember September 11th, 2001, 18 years ago today. I'm Casey Kantz.
And I'm Maggie Smolka. We do have a team of reporters not only here in Shanksville, but also all across Pennsylvania, remembering and honoring the victims of that day 18 years ago.
And we are just outside. Right now you can see the backdrop, the Tower of Voices, of course dedicated last year in August, right before the anniversary of September 11th last year. The wind chimes of the 40 passengers and flight members aboard that flight, again, 18 years ago today.
Yes, a very special dedication last year.
It was, yeah.
I think we all can remember, you know, the point in time where we were on 9/11, 18 years ago today. Myself, I was in 3rd grade living in San Francisco, California. So it was a unique story because, of course, when all of this took place, it was about 5:30 in the morning in San Francisco, California. I remember the terror on my mom's face. She was so worried about everyone. And we were actually told not to go to school that day because they were worried about threats to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
honestly, such a frightening time in history, and it's really a day that changes America forever.
Things were happening so quick that day, Maggie. So quick that day. I was 11th grade, 16 years old. We were watching in Mr. Menno's speech class. We were watching it on TV, everything unfold. The first plane to the tower, the second one, and then it was so. I mean, you were starting to hear things about potentially a flight crossing over our airspace in Pennsylvania. Obviously, it eventually did crash here in Somerset County. But, you know, 18 years ago, and you never forget. You really don't. I mean,
so many stories.
Yeah, it certainly was.
So many stories, so many memories. I want to bring everybody's attention to this picture right here. Just a really special picture right here. This is Dave Camisa. He lives in Huntington County now, but he used to live in New York City for 50 years. Now, he was part of the NYPD Auxiliary Program, which meant that he volunteered to patrol the city. He eventually worked his way up to lieutenant. Now, on September 11th, 2001, he was working on Wall Street when people came in screaming and crying that a plane hit one of the trade centers. He went rushing to the scene and quickly realized that this wasn't an accident but an act of terror. When you think of New York City, you think of Times Square, you think of a vibrant city, people moving about, but you see this photo and you think completely the opposite.
You know, it has like you go into one of those backlot studio tours where they set up the disaster with the flamethrowers and everything, and it had that feeling. It was like, oh, I'm on a studio tour. Didn't have the 100% effect of this is real until some of the pieces started falling into place.
Yeah, certainly a surreal photo that you just saw there. And you are going to hear Dave's full story coming up in our special report at 9:30. But I just wanted to show everybody that picture there.
An amazing picture. You know, we mentioned never forget. You know, 18 years ago today, you mentioned you were 3 years old. I was 16 years old. And you think, when you stop and think, that the newer generation of kids weren't even born yet. September 11th, 2001. Our Morgan Kosiar actually talked to a teacher about how you can instill in those kids, how it's our job and the teacher's job to make sure those kids know what happened on that day. Morgan, take it away.
Thanks, guys. On a day like today, 9/11 can be a pretty emotional time for many Americans reflecting on the day. And as the years pass, younger generations are only learning about these events through textbooks and through the eyes of older Americans. I caught up with one local teacher who says she's bringing her life experience to the classroom.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knocked these buildings down will hear us soon.
The series of attacks on September 11th served as a wake-up call for all of America.
The number one goal at all times was to take down what happened to us and to make sure those that did this to our country paid.
Now, 18 years later, many Americans are taking time to reflect on one of the darkest days in history.
Like, that day changed everything. We were all glued to the television that day. We were all trying to figure out what we should do. No one really left the room. No one really moved.
Many Americans, including our younger generations.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to class today.
Elizabeth Bronson is an 8th grade American cultures teacher at the Altoona Area Junior High School.
All right, today we're going to begin our discussion of 9/11.
Taking time to share her memories of that horrific day.
It's definitely one of those days that you will remember exactly where you were, exactly what you were doing, and exactly what happened, minute by minute.
She's now incorporating her life experience into the classroom, educating a generation of students that weren't even alive then.
There are things that are in place right now that you don't even realize are in place because of September 11th. It's just part of your life. These kids weren't born. They have no recollection of it, and as people that lived through it, I think it's important that they understand how this has impacted their lives.
Elizabeth says while the nation felt defeated at the time, it created a moment for Americans to come together in unity.
It made you feel proud to be an American. It made you feel like you were a part of everything that happened. Like you were just so close to everything.
And for Miss Bronson's class, it's something that may seem far away, but it's her job to bring them closer. And Ms. Bronson says she plans on talking about the events on 9/11 throughout the rest of the week, hoping her class takes time to reflect on the event that shaped America into the nation it is today. Maggie and Casey, back to you.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, living in central Pennsylvania and certainly being up here today, you just can't believe this was just a field in central Pennsylvania.
It's hard to believe.
That was a huge part of that day because
I know.
Flight 93 crashed here. And something those kids will be learning about, obviously, how September 11th, 2001 affected the entire nation, certainly here in Shanksville as well.
Yes, and here it's really become a focal point, but also we have to remember everybody who lost their lives in New York City, thousands of people, and there are going to be ceremonies taking place in New York City. In around 8:46 a.m., that's the time at which the attack on the World Trade Center began. The relatives of those who died will come together as the names of their loved ones are read. Now, later on in the evening, 2 beams of light will take over New York City's skyline, and they're a reminder of what the city looked like when the Twin Towers were still standing.
Also, Maggie, at the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, President Trump will attend a memorial. In the afternoon, George W. Bush, who of course was president on September 11th, will participate in a wreath-laying ceremony.
And then today at 9:45 a.m., that is when the ceremony for Flight 93 begins. We are going to be joined by Vice President Mike Pence. He is going to be speaking today at that ceremony.
Yeah, the Vice President will fly into the Johnstown Army National Guard Air Support Facility. That is where our David Kaplan is this morning. David joining us live with more on the Vice President's visit. Hi, David.
Vice President Mike Pence will be speaking at today's 9/11 memorial service in Shanksville this morning. Here's the timeline for today's events. The Flight 93 National Memorial will open up at 6 this morning. Air Force 2 is expected to land at the Armed Forces facility at 8:15. The 18th anniversary observance will start at 9:45. The River City Brass Band from Pittsburgh will open up the event. Then several speakers will take the podium before David Bernhardt, Secretary of the Interior, and finally Vice President Pence close the morning. The Vice President spoke at this same event 2 years ago and was last in Pennsylvania August 1st when he came to a Franklin County factory encouraging a new trade agreement between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Now join us coming up at 5:30 as I'll give you a little trivia about the Vice President's aircraft, Air Force 2. In Johnstown, David Kaplan, WTAJ News.
And we do want to remind you that as that memorial begins later this morning, we will be carrying it live here on WTAJ.
Yes, that is going to begin at 9:45 a.m. That is the service, including Vice President Pence's speech. We are also going to have full coverage at our website, wearecentralpa.com. Just click Remembering 9/11 under the News tab.